We're here today with Kevin Murphy, CEO of Publix Supermarkets. They're the winner of the 2024 Grocer of the Year. Thanks so much for joining us, and congratulations.
My pleasure.
And maybe we could start with you telling us a little bit about how you got your start at Publix. Like a lot of folks, you started quite a ways back and sort of worked your way up, and that's part of the Publix culture. Maybe you can let us know a little bit about that.
Yeah, sure. Happy to be here. It is a very common story at Publix. We have a lot of tenure at Publix, and I started with Publix when I was 14. I was wanting to get a job and save money for my first car, and so I started bagging groceries at my local Publix down in South Florida, and I just ended up really loving the business and the people that I work with. And, as I continue to work and go to school, Publix continued to give me more responsibility, and, I just continued to grow with it, and just have a passion for the industry. So very, very fortunate that, I started with Publix, as it's such a unique company. It's a, promotion from within company is really, what we prefer, and it's what we like to practice. And it's an employee-owned company. So we're the largest employee stock ownership company in the United States. Mm-hmm. And, we're very, very proud of that. And so our associates are owners at Publix. After they meet the initial, year requirement and hourly requirement, they're all, we give them all shares of stock each year, based on their eligible wages. And, that makes a very, very unique culture at Publix, where, people, are not employees, and they're not coming in and just working at a job. They're working for something that they own, and they understand the long-term benefits of that.
The concept of promoting within, and being able to start as a bagger and moving all the way up the line is that really dovetails with the ownership aspect of you all being the largest employee-owned company in the United States, which I think might surprise some people to know who might not pay as close attention to the grocery industry as we do. Tell me a little bit about that. That's a fascinating thing to me, that you can be an owner and have some skin in the game, right?
Absolutely. We're very blessed and very fortunate that our founder, George Jenkins, with the very first store, he was a very savvy businessman, and he opened up that first store. Obviously, he was the manager of that first store in 1930, and he had 6 associates in that store, and he had an assistant store manager, and he had a meat manager, and the 3 management in that store, had all put money in and invested in shares of stock. But George Jenkins wanted those 6 associates to have skin in the game, as you said. He,
Mm-hmm.
He knew that if you own something, you're willing to go above and beyond for it. If you own something, you're willing to work harder for it.
Absolutely.
And so, this is 1930. This is in the back end of the Great Depression.
Right.
And he knew that those 6 associates couldn't afford, $100 to purchase a share of stock.
Yeah.
So he gave them a $2 a week raise, and he held that money. And in 50 weeks, every person that worked in that store was a stockholder.
Oh no, that's how it started. I didn't know that part of the story.
Yeah, he gave him a $2 a week raise, wow. And he said, if you work hard and you help to make this store successful, so you'll be an owner, a part owner of this store. And
this is like back in a time when a lot of places were going out of business. People were closing shop. It was a really hard time economically, and he's giving everybody raises.
Absolutely.
Incredible.
Yep. Yeah. He was just a very unique individual, and a very savvy business person. And so, our employee stock ownership plan is, really based off of that same philosophy. If you're willing to come to Publix and you're willing to work hard and help make Publix successful, you are going to benefit tremendously long term, because you're going to have ownership.
Yeah.
It takes a year and 1,000 hours in that first year, and then you become eligible and you start earning shares of stock. And the unique thing about Publix is those shares of stock are given to you.
Mhm.
They're given to you. So that's over and above, what you're getting paid and everything all year. And it is really just, grown into something, so unique and so different. It's incredible in our, 94-year history, how many, cashiers of truck drivers and, deli clerks and, stock clerks have become millionaires.
What are you all doing to navigate that right now? It's a big issue on a lot of people's minds. It's even, something that has become part of the presidential election coming up, right? I mean, everybody's talking about grocery right now. That must be an interesting thing. How is Publix approaching that?
Yeah, well, we work very, very hard with our suppliers to try and cut costs wherever we can. We have, several great programs all throughout our business areas in Publix where we work on cost savings and cost efficiencies. And we're a very, very frugal company to begin with. The grocery business is a penny profit business. There's not huge profits in the grocery business, so you have to every little dollar counts and every little penny counts. But we work with our suppliers, and we're very, very focused on trying to bring as much value as we can to our customers without diminishing the shopping experience. We're very proud of the amount of buy one get one frees that we're able to offer our customers, and our customers have become very, very passionate about our buy one get one frees. I mean, when you think about it, it's a 50% discount, on those items. And many of them are the national brand items that our customers love and want, to purchase for their families. But, we focus on that, and it is a challenging time. The cost of everything across the board has gone up, whether it's ingredients or materials or packaging, transportation, fuel, all of those types of things. And, just coming out of, the 2 years or so of COVID and the impact to the supply chain and everything that happened then, some of those, costs, whether it's in payroll or whether it's in, materials and ingredients and things like that, just aren't going to go away.
Right.
It's not going to go away. So we're committed to continue to work very, very hard to bring value, through our buy one, get one frees and our partnerships with our suppliers. And so far that's been working very well.
I wanted to shift gears a little bit and talk more about the number of stores. You guys are approaching 1,400 locations and across 8 states. Kentucky is the newest state. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about what your expansion plans are and how that's all going.
Yeah, sure. We opened up our first store in Kentucky in January of this year. And we do have 5 other sites, that are in different stages of production there. And we'll open up our second store in January of 2025. But our growth is all about just steady organic growth, and it's important for us to grow because, like we talked about earlier, our preference and our practice of promotion from within. So it's kind of that unspoken promise that we make to our associates to come to Publix and really enjoy working at Publix and have a passion for serving customers. And we want them to be able to have promotion opportunities. We want them to be able to come to Publix and to be able to grow their career. And it's really about continuing to provide the opportunity for every associate to achieve the personal best.
Yeah.
Not everybody has to get into management, or not everybody has to, get into an executive level, but we want them to have whatever level of responsibility they would like to have, and we want them to have those opportunities to be able to grow within Publix. So it's important for us to continue to open up stores. I mean, over 90% of our 255,000 associates are out in our brick and mortar stores.
Yeah.
And so, being able to have steady organic growth is important so that we can continue to see that opportunity and to see people be able to achieve the personal best.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and I noticed that I was looking at some of your financial reports that you're not at all required to release, but you do anyway. I was interested to hear your thoughts on some of the capital expenditures. This must be somewhat associated with the store, new store openings and things like that. But I just wanted to hear what you all are investing in, internally to grow the company, to improve things. I know that you just hired several IT positions. That's kind of a new thing that you all started. What's that about, and what can folks expect out of that?
Yeah, we do have to invest as we grow. We have a very robust and very efficient supply chain, and we have a fleet of our own trucks and our drivers, and feel like it's a lot more efficient when we have the talented and dedicated Publix associates that are managing that supply chain and delivering to our stores. So. We invested in Greensboro Distribution Center, which is a campus distribution center, and a couple of years ago, and opened up that. We've got a second pharmacy central fill in the Jacksonville and the St. John's County area that we're in the process of developing and building. And just like our Greensboro warehouse, we expanded our Boynton warehouse to be able to handle capacity, and we are in the process of adding on a frozen food warehouse on our Jacksonville campus, as well as expanding a refrigerated warehouse there in Jacksonville. So it's really just, as we continue to grow, we have to be able to, grow the back of the house too, to be able to support that. So it's really just our supply chain is just really growing at a nice, steady pace. And every once in a while, we've got to make some big investments to make sure that we're planning for the future.
Yeah. You mentioned pharmacy. That was a topic that I wanted to hear a little bit more about, because that's a big part of your business. I know that I believe it's 9 out of 10 Publix grocery stores have a pharmacy in-house. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about that and what your plans are. It's a rapidly changing aspect of the industry in general, just pharmacy. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, we're very, very proud of our pharmacists and our pharmacy operations. They do an outstanding job.
I noticed that I think it was like a week or two ago, J.D. Power just made you guys the #1 pharmacy for
customer satisfaction. Absolutely, yeah. We're very, very proud of that, and we've been celebrating that with our pharmacy team and our pharmacists throughout our network. It's really a testament to them and the connection that they make with our customers. If you think about it, today, the healthcare system is, very busy, very, very challenged. And oftentimes, meeting with your local pharmacist is much easier than, getting hold of your doctor or being able to ask your doctor a question. So, our pharmacists make great connections with their customers, and our customers really trust and value the advice that they give them, and our pharmacists, work very, very hard to be available. And I think it's just a really unique relationship that happens there. So, we think it's important to have a pharmacy in our stores, in our food stores, because, nowadays, as, we're becoming much more educated about the things that we eat and how important, foods are, or how important food can be to your overall health. Our pharmacists are there to, help them make better choices throughout the store, and to help them understand, that, eating healthy foods and the foods that you put in your body can have a lot to do with your overall health as well.
Yeah.
So we think it's just a really good partnership.
I did want to ask you a little bit, because I know that there's big executive changes. You have recently, earlier this year, I believe it was, became CEO, and I'm so interested to hear how that's going. This is a new role for you. There were a lot of changes. I have it written down here. Todd Jones became executive chairman. You took his role as CEO, and you've got a new president from John Goff, from senior vice president to president. How has that transition gone, and have there been any surprises, anything that that you didn't expect that you think has been an interesting part of operating in this new position?
Yeah, yeah, and I can certainly understand why it looks like big changes or seems like big changes, but succession planning is something that we're continuously doing, and we have a very thorough process for succession planning throughout our entire organization. Again, we believe in promoting from within, and so we work on succession planning all the time. And we're always working on the training and the development of associates at all levels, so that when opportunity becomes available, they're ready for that opportunity. And Todd Jones and myself and John Goff, in his prior role as Senior Vice President of Retail Operations, we all work together very, very closely, and we've worked together very closely for years. So for, me, really, it doesn't even feel like a transition. It just kind of feels like...
It's like a title change,
yeah,
right?
we just kind of rolled on into this year, and, Todd's our executive chairman, but, he's still here every day, and, he's still very, very involved in the business. And, John and I, as well as the rest of our leadership team, are just, we carried on. It's really, really no different for us. So I'm proud to say it's a very smooth transition, but it certainly doesn't feel like a big change to anybody at Publix, just because we've all been working together, so long.
Right. Well, and one of the things that I've noticed is that for a nearly 100-year-old company at this point, there haven't been a ton of executive changes. It's been a pretty steady pace in that regard, and I think that just kind of speaks to the continuity that you are able to provide within the leadership of the company, and also just how there's this kind of strength in the company in that regard, that it doesn't seem to be that there's a lot of tumultuous kind of like changes from year to year to year. It's an interesting aspect of Publix, I think. What haven't we talked about so far? What am I missing? I'm curious to hear what you have to say.
No, we appreciate you just, coming and, wanting to learn a little bit more about Publix. I mean, for us, we believe that, we've just got a very unique and special culture at Publix, and, our associates, are really the difference makers. They really are. And, the associates, they think like owners because they are owners, and they understand, the value and the benefit of the opportunity to be an owner of Publix. And, for us, we really don't manage through, policy on customer service and, policy on, this is how we're going to take care of customers or treat customers. It's really through philosophy. It's really helping our associates understand what ownership is, so that they think like owners. Mm-hmm. And when you own something and you think like an owner, it's about treating that customer like a family member or a friend in your home. It's about treating those customers like royalty. Mm-hmm. And, our associates do that better than anyone. And it's really, really proud of our associates at Publix, and how hard they work each and every day, but how compassionate they are, and how much they care about one another, and how much they care about the communities that they serve.
Yeah.
And it's really, we see that a couple times a year. We have different weeks that we call Public Serves. We do one in the spring. It's focused on environmental work and getting out into the different parks and different areas, and helping to do things to better the environment. And then we have our next one coming up in September, our Public Serves Week there. And that one is, around helping food insecurity, and around helping feed those in need in our communities. And we have thousands and thousands, probably 7,000 or more associates that volunteer their time during those Public Serves Weeks, Oftentimes we have to say, hey, hang on a second, we need a few people to run the store today, because they all love to get out there.
Sure.
And it's a great, great camaraderie and great team building, but they love to be out there and really give back to the communities. When you think about it, our associates and our managers, they live in the communities where they work.
Mm-hmm.
Those are their oftentimes family members and neighbors. And so, the service that they provide and the passion that they have for serving their customers is really special and really unique.
Well, and you've done a lot of work, and sort of being in hurricane country, maybe starting in Florida. You guys know how to respond, in a disaster kind of situation. You've seen it. It's something that you've continued as you've expanded to other states that have different kinds of issues, right? So that really kind of seems to go hand in hand with your community service aspect as well. It's part of what Publix does, right?
It really is. Unfortunately, we've had a lot of practice with hurricanes.
Sure.
And, and so now as we've gotten into some of our, more northern states, we may have things like ice storms and tornadoes and things like that. But any of those natural disasters, again, I have to go back and just give all the credit to our Publix associates. They still want to come to work. They still show up to their store because they understand that there's going to be a lot of people that maybe didn't plan well, or maybe, forgot some of the supplies that they need. And they understand that when there is a natural disaster and bad things happen and people lose, maybe power or lose refrigeration or maybe lose, the things that they have, they see it firsthand. They see the droves of customers that, are just trying to figure out, how am I going to feed my family?
Right.
How am I going to take care of my family? Or how am I going to get the things that I need to just get through a few days until they can get, the help that they need, or until they can get power back, or, get their house back in order.
And these are like their next door neighbors. It's not just customers, it's their next door neighbors.
And it's
right.
And, they oftentimes, we have the stories ourselves where, we might have managers or associates that maybe, lost part of their home, or maybe had flooding, or maybe lost part of their roof or whatever, but yet they're still coming in. They're coming into the store because they know that there's, unfortunately, people that are worse off than them, and they want to be there and they want to help. And it's just, it's incredible to see. It's nothing that you can train. It's all just part of that very, very special culture at Publix. It's about having a servant's heart, and it's about, truly, understanding what ownership is and thinking like an owner, and knowing that it's going to be very, very busy. I mean, we're incredibly busy during those times. And I think for our associates, they understand it's offering, a bit of calm for those customers at, a time of need. And being there at that time, they can see how much it means to the customers, and it makes it, very important. So
we appreciate it so much. Congratulations on your new role, relatively new role as CEO. Congratulations on winning Grocer of the Year here. And thanks again so much for taking the time to speak with us today.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I'm very proud of our 255,000 Publix associates and all of our owners out there. They really make it easy, and they really make it easy, for all of us. It's, they're really the difference makers, and certainly proud of what they do day in and day out. When our customers, think about Publix, they don't think about, our corporate offices or, anything like that. They think about the special associates in their store, and the people that they want to go and see each week, and the people that they know look forward to seeing them as well. So we're a blessed company, and it's certainly all about our special culture. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.